Mr. Beast is the 8th most subscribed to channel on YouTube. The 24-year-old has garnered over 14 billion views, and his yearly revenue is said to be over $50 million. Those are some staggering numbers. But why is his channel barely making him any profit? Keep watching to find out. Mr. Beast was born as Jimmy Donaldson on May 7, 1998. Together with his brother CJ, Jimmy grew up in eastern North Carolina in the city of Greenville. He went to Greenville Christian Academy, a private high school in the area, from which he graduated in 2016. Before graduating, Jimmy had already begun dabbling in the world of YouTube. At the age of 13, he set up his very first channel, which went under the name Beast5TY. Armed with a cheap microphone and a fresh copy of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, young Jimmy started creating his first few videos. He uploaded them online, hoping to grow a following, but unsurprisingly, no one was interested. His videos were bland and rather boring, and they weren't being watched very much, and they certainly weren't going viral. Noticing that his channel wasn't growing, Jimmy got the great idea to join a sub-for-sub group. The rules of the group were simple. You subscribe to others, and in return, they subscribe back to you. With this technique, Jimmy quickly managed to grow his account to 1,000 followers, and that number eventually turned into over 7,000 followers. Jimmy was excited, but little did he know that while on the surface it seemed like he was growing exponentially, the opposite was actually true. While many people in the group had followed him back in exchange for him following them, they weren't engaging much with his content, like at all. So although his followers kept growing, his reach was still next to zero, and several of his videos didn't even have more than 5 views. This moment was devastating for Jimmy. What's the point in having thousands of followers if none of them will watch your video, let alone leave a comment? He knew it was time for a thorough makeover, and the Beast5TY channel was deleted not much later.
I just delete the channel out of frustration. I realized sub for sub's not a good idea. I realized all the time I wasted on it, and I delete the channel.
After his massive fail with Beast5TY, Jimmy set up a new channel. While it started off with the name That Dude, he eventually changed it to something a little catchier, Mr. Beast 6000. For the first few years, Jimmy desperately tried to master the YouTube algorithm by creating the content he thought would attract the largest audience. He followed all the trends, from making funny compilations to estimating YouTubers' wealth and offering tips and tricks to aspiring creators. He even went as far as to commentate on YouTuber drama. Some of these videos garnered quite some views, but it was his Worst Intros series that truly made an impact. The series consisted of Jimmy making fun of cringy YouTuber introductions. The videos were funny, and he finally started growing a following in an organic way, without the sub-for-sub groups. And by mid-2016, he hit 30,000 subscribers. Later that same year, Jimmy enrolled in college after graduating from high school, but he lasted only 2 weeks before dropping out. He justified his decision to his mom by saying, "I'd rather be poor than do anything besides YouTube." But unfortunately for him, she wasn't a great supporter of that idea. She kicked him out of the house, and an 18-year-old Jimmy was now officially homeless. It's the year 2017, and Jimmy Donaldson is just a kid who hopes to one day become the world's biggest YouTuber. But there were a couple of obstacles. His mom had just kicked him out of the house, and he had no money. Jimmy later explained that his mom's decision was because she loves him and just wanted him to be successful. But it still meant that he had to get creative. So that's what he did. By now, Jimmy had spent over 6 years on YouTube. But while his channel had slowly been growing over the past years, it still wasn't anything crazy, and his profits were meager. Then, on January 8, 2017, Jimmy uploaded an unusual video of himself counting to 1,000. Literally, he is just sitting in a chair for over 40 hours, counting to 1,000. Crazy! But it seemed like people loved the idea. Just 1 month later, the video had already gained over 7 million views. It was the most views Jimmy had ever garnered for any of his videos, and it caused his channel to grow from 470,000 subscribers to around 700,000. Through this, Jimmy obtained his very first brand deal for $10,000. But what he did with that money was quite unexpected. While other teenagers would perhaps have spent it on fancy gadgets and computer games, Jimmy decided to give all of it away to a random homeless person.
This is not clickbait. I'm going to give a random homeless guy $10,000 today.
Just as he expected, this video too went viral, and from then on, Jimmy continued doing more and increasingly bigger giveaways. See, early on, Mr. Beast discovered the special formula that has led to his massive success. More money means better videos. Better videos mean more views, and more views mean more money. It was a never-ending cycle, at least that's what he thought. After his first video went viral, Mr. Beast discovered what the YouTube algorithm liked, and he quickly amassed more views with similar stunts. People loved it, and by November of 2017, his channel reached 1 million subscribers. Not bad at all. But there was one problem. Remember the seemingly never-ending cycle we just talked about? Well, it turned out that this cycle wasn't truly infinite. In the early days, the average amount of money that Mr. Beast would spend on a video was around $10,000. Today, this number is closer to $500,000, and sometimes it's even over $1 million. But while these numbers are clearly impressive, Jimmy's obsession for making each video bigger and bigger has also caused him to reach the ceiling for what this formula will allow.
And I've just hit this point where like I want to keep taking the videos bigger, but like the revenue is kind of like, you know, like whatever, relatively the same.
In other words, by now the profits from Jimmy's videos are less than what it costs to make them. But while this may sound bad, Jimmy is a smart guy, and he eventually found a way to adapt the cycle. Realizing that there was a limit to how much profit he could make with his Mr. Beast channel, he simply decided to set up a few more like it. The Beast Reacts and Beast Gaming. The videos on those channels cost a lot less to make, but they still make a good amount of money. And this money then gets funneled back into his main channel. Now, the question remains, why does Mr. Beast do this? If he wanted to, he could cut back the production costs and start profiting thousands of dollars per video. But he doesn't. Why is that? In business, it's common to see startups reinvest 100% of their profit back into the company to optimize for growth and ensure longevity. And this, in turn, allows them to scale much faster. Mr. Beast is using a similar strategy. Nearly all the money he makes with his videos immediately gets reinvested to make the next ones even bigger and better. This keeps his followers hooked, and because his videos are such a massive and costly production, it's hard for others to reach that same level and compete. While many YouTubers have desperately tried to imitate Mr. Beast, there's currently nobody else that's doing anything remotely close to what he's doing, no matter how hard they try. But that's not the only reason why Mr. Beast is such a success. One of the main factors behind his popularity is the fact that people actually want to support him. Mr. Beast is purpose-driven, and because he has such a massive reach, he is able to do things that even some of the biggest philanthropists in the world can't do. See, for Mr. Beast, it's not just about getting lots of views and becoming famous and making a bunch of money. No, he genuinely wants to make the world a better place. This gives him true meaning and purpose, and it's one of the key reasons why he's been able to outdo so many other creators and why he never really suffers from burnout. Today, Mr. Beast is running the biggest YouTube business in history. The content he creates is as shareable as ever, and it evokes both amazement and heartwarming emotions in viewers. Opinion polls have shown that Mr. Beast is one of the most well-liked YouTubers on the platform, and he currently has nearly 90 million subscribers on his main channel. And by the time you watch this video, this number will probably already have grown even more. To further expand his already impressive reach, Jimmy has launched several dubbed channels like Mr. Beast en Español, which has set the record for the fastest growing channel to ever hit 10 million subscribers. His Russian and Brazilian channels are also doing well, and Jimmy has already said that he aims to set up a separate channel for each of the top 10 most popular languages. He continues to churn out amazing videos on a regular basis, and he recently created his very own Squid Game in Real Life video. The cost? Around $3.5 million. How insane is that? Besides his numerous successful YouTube channels, Jimmy currently also runs several other ventures like Beast Burger and Finger on the App. And over the years, his many good deeds have given him the nickname YouTube's biggest philanthropist. In fact, by far, the greatest example of the true power of Mr. Beast's influence is his ability to do influential good deeds, such as his Team Seas project, in which he raised $30 million to get 30 million pounds of trash out of the ocean. The project has been a massive success, and multiple celebrities applauded Mr. Beast for it. With his insane dedicated following, Mr. Beast truly has influential power over his audience to make the world a better place. Let's hope that's what he'll continue to do. This was the story of Mr. Beast, aka Jimmy Donaldson. While he once started with nothing but a cheap microphone and barely any followers, he eventually managed to make YouTube history with his unusual videos and philanthropic deeds. When did you first hear of Mr. Beast? And what did you learn from this video? Share it in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And take a look at our channel if you want to see more inspiring business videos.